Hey guys, so I've gotten a couple suggestions about what to make a video about. One of them was how to pick a corps to audition for. I touched on that a little bit in my DCI audition guide video. That's definitely something I could probably go into a little more detail about, since it usually is a pretty big decision. In my other video, I'd broken it down into 4 parts: shows that you like, tuition, location, and skill level. But before I go into that, let's talk about the different kinds of corps that you can audition for. DCI World Class. World Class is pretty much the corps that you're probably most familiar with: Blue Devils, Cadets, Carolina Crown, etc. World Class corps have a pretty intensive tour schedule. They're mostly college age, with some high school students probably travel more than 10,000 miles over the summer, and they'll play at about 35 or so shows. And then there's DCI Open Class. Open Class includes corps such as Music City, Gold, or Genesis, and also some feeders to world-class corps, like Vanguard Cadets, Colt Cadets, or Blue Devils B. Open-class corps usually have a mixture of high school age students with some college students. They can have a minimum of 30 members to the maximum of 150 members, and usually they follow a tour schedule that's a little shorter than world-class. And now on to my 4 main points. First thing to consider when you're picking a corps is the shows that you like. If there's a corps that has a style you really enjoy, maybe they have kind of bright, happy shows, or more dark, mysterious shows. Maybe they have shows that are really entertaining and crowd favorites, or shows that are more abstract. When it comes to finding a corps you like, the best thing to do is just watch as many videos as you can. See if you can find any of them rehearsing, or if the corps has a media production team that makes YouTube videos. Those kind of things can show you a lot about the corps, on the field and off the field. The next important thing to consider is tuition. Some corps are more expensive than others to march, and usually world class is more expensive than open class generally. A good way to compare costs of different corps is to talk to members of them, ask them how much they paid overall, ask them what kind of fundraisers the corps had, if the corps has any scholarships that you can apply for, or if the corps allows you to work out payment plans with the administrative staff, just in case you can't pay the whole thing. If you want more information about fundraising, you can check out Josh's video. I'll put a link right here. The next thing to consider would be location, and this also kind of ties in with tuition because you're going to want to know how much you're going to spend for traveling to camps. If there are no world-class corps near you, you can check out if there's any open-class ones. But if there's a camp that you really want to go to, sometimes you can email the staff at the corps. They can try to see if there's anyone near you that you can carpool with. If you're planning on riding a bus, train, or flying to your camp, then usually the corps will have specifics for that you need to know on their website. They'll usually have a shuttle to pick up people from the airport or wherever you're at. And location is a pretty important thing that you're going to want to think about, because if you are planning on flying to camps, you're going to have to think about if you can get a round-trip plane ticket every month to go, or however you plan to get there. So it's definitely something you want to put into consideration. Oh god. Okay. The last thing to consider would be your skill level. I talked about this a little more in my audition guide video, but just to recap on it again, if you have a dream corps in mind, but you don't feel like you're a strong enough player or marcher to make it immediately, you can always try out for a different corps, world class or open class. And who knows, you may find that you like it there better. This also depends on what you audition on. If you're auditioning for a spot in the horn line, where you'll have at least 14 spots to make, it'll probably be a lot easier than auditioning for, say, a spot in the drum line like quads or cymbals, where there may only be 4 or 5 spots. And if you still have that dream corps in mind, you can always use the experience you get marching somewhere else to help you get in there. And if you still want to audition somewhere where you're not sure of your skill level and location may still be an issue, you can usually send them a video audition. The staff won't necessarily place you as high on consideration as the people who came to the actual camp, but they'll still watch it and tell you what you need to do. And I think I touched on everything. If you're still having trouble trying to pick a corps, feel free to leave a comment or send me a message. But otherwise, I hope this video was helpful. Make sure you like it, comment, share it, and of course subscribe. And I'll see you later. Bye. J Fun Corps. Subscribe.